Hi, and welcome back to the channel. So we have a new one today.
Alright, so we're working on this 2016 Mazda. It's got a check engine light on it, so we're going to hook the scanner up to it and see what we got. Let's take a look here. See what the codes are on this bad boy. Put our scanner up there. And now let's scan this car for some issues. See what we got. Vehicle. Auto ID. Alright, let's try this over again. Now we're connected to the dongle. Alright, so read these codes. Alright, scanning's complete. Let's see what it says. View report. Engine coolant temperature sensor 2 circuit high, current code. So we got to check that that wiring integrity, make sure that there's not too much resistance on there. Alright, so the current codes right now are just ABS, traction control, which we're already tracking the ABS sensors. We're replacing both of those already. And then the other one is this engine coolant temperature sensor circuit 2 high. So we will go underneath and we'll check to see if we have high resistance in any of the wires or any corrosion, so we can find any corrosion. And we'll check for our powers and grounds and we'll see if they can hold a current. So that's where we'll start, engine coolant temperature sensor. Okay, so we're looking to see where we can find engine coolant temperature sensor number 2. Here's engine coolant temperature sensor number 1. It's located in front on top of the engine, right here. But we're looking for number 2. We scroll down some and it says that number 2 is right here. So engine sensor number 2 is underneath the vehicle on the bottom of the radiator is what it's looking like. So we're going to go underneath there, we're going to take a look at it, and then we'll see if there's any green corrosions, and we'll check for powers and grounds. Let's go check a look at that.
Okay, so we're in front of the car. Now we're going to look for engine coolant temperature sensor number 2. And the manual says it's underneath on this vehicle, which is right underneath this shrouding right here. Probably just take this inspection cover out right here. See if we can see it up in there. And we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to try to get this inspection cover taken off right here, so we can look to see what we're working with, and if we can find that temperature sensor number 2. Let's get a screwdriver and take this inspection bolt out. Okay, got the bolt out, move the cover, take a look in a book and see what we can see. Alright, I see it, it's right there. So it is on the bottom of the rail of the radiator, and the only way you guys could probably see it is if I take all this shrouding off. But all I want to do is test the harness, because they said they just replaced it. So I'm going to take it apart. Maybe we can get it better from right here. There's another inspection cover right here. We'll see if, because it's about right where this one is. So we'll see if we can get a better angle at it from right here. Let's go get a nut driver for that, because that is pretty rusted. Okay, so it's 8 mil. We grabbed our wrench that we're using on this project today. And start taking it off. I don't know if you guys can see anything in the shot there. Try to move you around. Alright, so we removed that one, and let's see if we can see it better here, because it says it's just right there. So here you have the drain for the radiator, and then right next to it is So I can get my hand in there so I can see it. Right next to it, right here where my hand is where the temperature sensor 2 is located, underneath the car in the front on the radiator. So we're going to pull the wiring harness off it right now, and we're going to do some tests on the wiring harness, make sure we have our powers and grounds. And then we'll also test the sensor itself with a voltage meter to see if it's within specs for it. And if not, then we just have to replace the temperature sensor. And we just need to push in on this tab to release the sensor. Okay, we got it off. Let's look at the connector. Is there any crusties in there? That looks pretty good. It doesn't look too bad at all. We'll test it, make sure we got our 5-volt reference, and see if there's any crusties on the inside of this connector itself. For that sensor, that's temperature sensor number 2 right here. And that looks pretty good. So let's run some tests on it. We'll hook the multimeter up to it and run some tests. So what we're doing right now is we're just taking the wire out from the bottom of the radiator, and I'm going to bring it back up to the top so you guys can see how I'm testing this wire, see where our problem is. So you really can't see anything right now because it's tight fit down there. But I'm just loosening the clips with some needle nose pliers, loosening the clips out so I can get the wire up here, and then show you guys the testing procedures from there. You can't really see it down at the bottom. So bear with me 1 minute while I pull these out and get the wire up here so you guys can see. And so it said we had a high circuit, so most likely we probably have green crusty somewhere that are giving us our issue. And we'll check the sensor as well too. Just because they say they put it in with a new sensor doesn't mean that the sensor's any good. It's in a pretty tight spot. Okay, so now we got the wire up here. We're going to test it for power. Okay, we're going to check it with the meter. Hopefully you guys can see the meter right there. We're looking for 5 volts on this wire. So let's see what we got. Putting up pin 1. Get that in the shot. Let's see if I can get you guys all in one shot so you can see it all. So the wire is right here. And let's see what we got. We got 5 volts. So we got the proper voltage coming out of this. So we'll check our sensor next and see if it's bad. Shot of the sensor. Alright, so I'm going to try to get you guys a shot of me removing this coolant sensor. It's this one right here that we're working on. So we're going to try to do it as fast as possible without losing any coolant. That's the sensor right there. We're going to put our, see how this goes. Try to do it without losing any coolant. And to have you guys in the shot as well. That's some defeat. That's some feat. Have you guys in the shot. Try to do it without losing any coolant. Here we go. Okay, we got it loose. And we're losing coolant already. So we'll take this off. And we're going to try to do this fast. Got the new sensor ready. Take it off.
put the new one in. Minimum coolant loss. Not bad at all. We'll tighten that up now. Hope you guys can see all that. Alright, let's get a towel, clean it up. Clean it up with this shop towel. Make sure everything's nice and shiny again. Check for leaks. You spurt everywhere. She probably got you guys wet too. It's probably just a big coolant stain on your face. So you didn't see any of that. Try to move you over here so I can work some more. You guys can see anything from there. I can't see anything. Yep, you guys are full of coolant. Alright, put you back in there so you guys can see. Come on. Is this coolant right here? Well, we got it in already, so that's what it looks like. We did it as fast as we could without losing any coolant. It went pretty well. We did have a squirt come out. We'll just clean that up. We'll install the wiring harness now. And we'll look at the old sensor too. I see green crodies on it, so that's why we condemned it. Clean all this mess up in here. We wiped everything down. No more coolant anywhere. All right, we'll put these covers back on and hook the wiring harness back in. I'm gonna try to zoom you guys in there so you can see this terminal on this sensor 2 temperature. I don't know if you can see that well, but there is green crusties all over the place of that terminal right there. Right there, can you see the green crusties? So that's another good reason why you're gonna high resistance on it. It had green crusties all over it. So we replaced it. We'll hook the wiring harness back up and see if that code goes away. It was a P2185, high resistant on thermostat number 2. And this is number 2 right here. Has green crodies all. Try to get you guys a shot of those green crusties right there on that terminal. And that's probably most likely our cause, is too high resistance because of the green crusties. So again, we're going to go down and hook up the new wires to the temperature sensor. They're sitting right here. There are no crusties on this one, so we'll sink that all the way back down and then we will plug it in. All right, so there's a new temperature, there's a new sensor we just installed, sensor number 2, temperature sensor. And now we're going to put the harness in. And all you do is just plug that right back in. Perfect. And now we're going to put these covers back on, and then we'll check that resistance on the temperature sensor to make sure that that code clears. All right, let's fire up this scan tool. Check for codes. Auto ID. All right, there it is. Mazda 3, which is correct. We're going to go into that. We're going to check DTCs, CM, continue. Read. Right now there's just one code, which is still the coolant temperature sensor 2. But that wraps it up for this one, guys. I really appreciate you coming along with me. Please look for us on Facebook, Instagram, at This Is Our Way to RW if you like this kind of content. And until next time, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.